Hey, what's up YouTube? Here's another video by Ratchets and Wrenches, or as this series is gonna go, probably more like spray guns and base coat, clear coat, or whatever. Something along those lines. But yeah, I'm gonna start this series on try to show you how to paint spray your car at home in your garage. And again, I'm not a professional you know, sprayer, or and you know, I haven't done much body work. I've my experience are limited. I think I've painted maybe about 8 or 7 or 8 panels in my life, but you know, I've been able to develop a decent know-how on how to do this, and I'm gonna try to pass that on to you. You know, this is good for, again, I'm not gonna do any body work here, so I'm just basically, this is gonna cover like applying Bondo to small dents or dings, primering, you know, preparing the panels, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, if you got a major dent on the side of your car, this is not gonna help you much, and I advise you to get it done by a professional, because, you know, even if you put a bunch of Bondo on it and paint it as I'm about to show you how to paint, your panel is gonna be really wavy, and you know, your body lines are not gonna line up, and you're gonna waste your time. But you know, if you got like a big scrape at the side of your car, you know, going from your left door to the rear, or to your rear quarter panel and your bumper, this is probably gonna be a good video on how to go about, you know, painting that and repairing it. And you know, just for spraying for panels, you know, just even if it's a scrape like that, you know, if you take that to a body shop, they're gonna quote you, I don't know, for 3 panels, probably 2 or 3 panels, anywhere from $500-600 and up, you know. But the good news is, if you got a place where you can hook up a compressor, and you're willing to put in time and effort, and you pay attention to details and all that, the material for doing the job is less than $100, or maybe just a little bit more than $100. So that's big savings, and you also get to learn a new skill and feel satisfied when it's all finished. You know, feel like you accomplished something. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you actually what we're gonna paint. Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna be working on is this 1998 Audi A6. It's this left side of this car has been resprayed once before. You guys are not gonna be able to pick this up on camera, but if you take this car outside under the sun and look at it at an angle, maybe not even at an angle, you can tell that the color on this door is a different shade than this door. And upon further investigation, found out that you can tell that this side has been, this door and this rear panel has been painted. You can tell that by, well, if you look inside of the car, the way they tape these things up to spray, well, the right way to do it would be to take this off, paint behind that, cover this whole space, and spray all the way to here. But you know, if you go to a cheap shop, or you know, we get it done, or people, you know, who knows, they do it themselves or whatever. But that's actually the way I'm gonna do it. But you tape here, basically. You tape the car here, you put tape here, and you peel it back, which I'll show you later. But then you look closely, you can tell this. You can tell where they taped it up. So it means they taped it up here, and they resprayed it. They did a good job spraying and then buffing it and doing all this stuff, but they should have just blended it into the next door so you couldn't be able to tell. And that's another thing. Whenever you're painting a panel, you need to blend your paint. We'll go through all this later in detail, but yeah. So what we're gonna repair is this scrape here. Let me get the light. As you can see, it's there's not much of a dent. It's just a scrape up here. On this side, there's an indentation in the panel, and then this thing is also pretty badly scratched up. So right way to do it would be to replace this. I'm just not gonna go get this at the dealer. That's probably where I would have to go. and basically just gonna repair this and apply Bondo here and here, and then spray it. Okay. Okay, so the tools or the things you need besides the material is going to be an air compressor. As you can see, I got a 30-gallon, 110 volt. I think it's 2.5 horsepower air compressor here, but you can get away with you know, 10, 13-gallon Harbor Freight compressor. They sell them for I think 150 or something at Harbor Freight. And then also you're gonna need a spray gun, a high volume, low pressure spray gun. These go for about $15 at Harbor Freight. They're really cheap, and you get a decent result with these. I have had no, you know, whenever I spray panels, the result is not, whatever the result is, it's not because of the spray gun. Either I didn't do it at the prep right or something else. You know, the spray gun does its job. And you know, since it's so cheap, after you spray your base coat, and then you go to spray your you clean it, then you spray your clear coat, you can just toss it, because the material, the lacquer thinner, and the time and stuff you're gonna spend on cleaning it after you spray your clear coat is gonna equal a good couple of bucks itself. So you know, you can always just toss it and get another one. And yeah, so air compressor, spray gun, high volume, low pressure spray gun, must haves. Okay, so next I'm gonna take the spray gun out again and show you what every little knob and thing is for. This is self-explanatory. This is a little washer here that goes on the spray gun like this. That's kind of supposed to stop any leaking from that, but we're actually gonna use some Teflon tape to make sure there's no leakage from the fluid cup onto the spray gun, because that would make a mess, especially while you're about to spray. So we're gonna set that aside for now, and here's your spray gun. I'm gonna tell you how to use different knob later and to what setting to put them on, but for now this knob is gonna be for your air regulator. This works as your air regulator. We're not gonna actually use this because we're gonna have our own regulator with a dial on it with a water catch that's gonna screw on the bottom of this later. But this knob is gonna be for your fan area. The counterclockwise you turn it, the bigger the spray fanning area is gonna come out of your sprayer, and obviously counterclockwise is for, you know, smaller. This is gonna be for your fluid, amount of fluid that goes at your sprayer. Counterclockwise is max, clockwise minimum. And I'm gonna start disassembling this. Actually, I'm gonna start with the fluid needle. So to get that out, you're gonna just turn this all the way counterclockwise. Comes out. There's a little spring here. Take that out. And I set this aside. I'm actually gonna go through how to clean these guns too, because these Harbor Freight guns, they come with, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but they come with some lubrication, even around and on, maybe even on the inside of them. And whenever you're dealing with paint, any kind of oil or residue that's got any kind of grease or oil on it, it's going to ruin your paint job. So it's very important we clean this thoroughly and get rid of all the oils. Next, we just grab this needle, our fluid needle, and just take it out. You know, actually I can see the oil. I guess this is lubrication they put here, so it goes through, because there's a little rubber washers on the inside that need lubrication, but it has, as you can see, it's all the way to the tip, and that's not good. That's gonna mix with your paint and ruin your paint job. So yep, that's why we need to clean these thoroughly. So after removing the needle, we're gonna remove this our air cap. Just screws off like that. Next, we're gonna remove our fluid nozzle. For this set comes with its own tool. If it doesn't, you obviously can just use a wrench. This should come out without much of a hassle. There we go. It can. There's oily residue on this one too, so yeah, definitely have to clean this. Okay, and here's a close up of it, and this is as much as you need to really take out to clean it thoroughly. You can still keep going and take the stuff out, but the fluid needs to be. This is the area that the fluid travels through, and air also. So this really is all you need to clean. Okay, and for cleaning, you're going to need some lacquer thinner. Okay. Okay, as you can see, I got some lacquer thinner in one of these mixing cups. You can use any kind of plastic cup. I already had these from the last time I bought paint. These are for mixing your paint with reducer and your clear coat with hardener later, which I'll go through obviously later. But yeah, all you need is a container that will hold lacquer thinner. Very good idea to wear gloves, and also a mask, because you don't want to be breathing these in. And then you'll need brushes, 2 brushes like this, and these are from spray gun cleaning kit that I bought from Harbor Freight. Again, this was for only a couple bucks, but this gun actually comes with one very small one. But if you're thorough and you take your time, this will do. But I already had these, so I'm going to use those. And the way you want to clean these is basically you just dip them in there. And use the brush to try to scrape off any kind of residue that might be on here. And some of these you need to take more time to clean than the others. This this air cap is really important that it's not clogged up here. You know, actually this brush is actually, the hairs on this brush are falling apart, so gone with that one. And because you can't have that stuff sticking in here, so actually I'm gonna use this Harbor Freight brush. But anyway, yeah, this air cap, it's important that these holes are not clogged up. Well, this is brand new, and I haven't sprayed with this yet. If I did, I would be using, well, you could be using these toothpicks to try to clean those holes thoroughly. But right now I'm more worried about just oil residue and stuff. So after doing that, what I'd like to do is just get my air gun and just blow through all these holes. See, this thing has holes on the side and on the bottom. So get this in there, clean this, and set this aside. Now go on to our fluid nozzle. Same thing, there's holes on the sides here that are important that to be clear, and also obviously you just want to clean through there. So in this video it might not look that I'm very thorough, but you need to be. If you're cleaning this up after spraying, you need to be pretty thorough and get everything out. Again, don't be afraid to use these toothpicks. Wooden toothpicks are not going to scratch these components of this spray gun, so those are a pretty good tool to have. Very cheap too. So again, I'm going to use my spray gun. This is basically what spraying is all about. A lot of due diligence and a lot of patience, not cutting corners, prep work, all that good stuff. You know, there's not a whole lot of I guess there's art to it, but it's not like how you think. I mean, the basic stuff, spraying panels and stuff, is just a lot of prep work. It's not, you know, it's you don't need to have like certain skill already born with something that no one else has or something like that. You know, it's just following instructions, being patient, all that stuff. All right, next we just wipe it down. Okay, the gun. Yeah, this is, I think this has, yep, it's all oily around this area, so I'm gonna dip this in a bunch of times. Get this in there. Okay, so after dipping this in lacquer thinner and cleaning it a bunch of times, I think it should be okay. Now again, we use our air gun. Try to blow out all the lacquer thinner and hopefully all the oily residue that was for the assembly lube, I guess. Sure you get it in all these holes, so make sure they're clear. Alright, it should be clean now. And last but not least, our cup here, which is, I don't think there's any oily stuff in here, but why not? I mean, while we're at it, might as well clean this. This won't work. Just wipe it down. Okay, so we're gonna start putting things back together. First thing is we're gonna put this in first. As always, you wanna put this this fluid nozzle in first, then your fluid needle, because if you put your fluid needle first and then go to put this, if this is going, if this goes in at an angle, you can bend your fluid needle, then you're gonna have a bad paint gun. And if you build up that habit, I mean, this is a cheap gun, but if you keep doing that and then you end up buying a really expensive gun at some point, those fluid needles are going to be expensive to replace, so keep that in mind. Just tighten this. Then we put our fluid needle through here, passes through the handle, it goes all the way to the end. Then the spring and this knob for the fluid. There we go. And the air cap. This just needs to be hand tight, but these need to be facing sideways. That way you get your spray pattern comes out, like that. There we go. Next we get some Teflon tape, and we're gonna wrap this around here. We're gonna go in the direction of how we're gonna turn the fluid cup on, because if you go the other way, you go to turn it, you go to twist on, you put on the cup, it's just gonna take it off. So I got too much Teflon tape, but okay, here's what I forgot to mention earlier. This is the filter. This is gonna stop any particles going through your getting on to your car. Actually I've stopped using this. Slows down the flow the flow of fluid, and you need as much easy flow as you can. So I've stopped using this. I just strain my paint and my clear coats before I put them through here, and I haven't had a problem with that. The main thing is, again, to have a clean gun, clean up any residue, oily residue especially, and you'll be okay. Alright, so I'm just going to twist this on now. Also forgot to clean this to show it in the video, but go ahead and clean this if you haven't. And then I'm just going to put this on. Okay, next is time to hook up our regulator to our spray gun. As you can see, I had this from set up before. It also includes the water catch, which is very important also because your air compressor, whenever you compress air, you're bound to get some moisture, and you don't want that in your paint, because that's going to ruin your paint as well. So this is also very important. And then once you get your regulator here, you want to turn it all the way counterclockwise. Make sure it's on all the way to the lower side, and you put some Teflon tape on your gun, and then you just screw this on. Making sure this goes on there really nice and tight. Next, we're going to connect our air source. This gun requires the 50 to 70 psi of pressure. So, and to be on the safe side, again, turn this all the way counterclockwise, or you can also adjust the regulator on your air compressor, if so equipped, to 70 psi. And then you just plug this in. Oh, one thing, you wanna turn this screw. This is for this allows the amount of this. This is kind of, I guess, a built-in regulator for this spray gun. You want to turn it all the way counterclockwise so you can do all the adjusting from this from your regulator here. Okay. All right. That's good. We got no leak on this side. We got some leaking here, but that's for the connector on this hose. So then we just turn this clockwise until we get to 70 psi. Okay. And there we go. So what I like to do is, before I call this cleaning job finish, is just put a little bit of lacquer thinner. By little bit I mean like it would just barely come out, be above the hole at the bottom of this cup, and then just spray it out. Obviously make sure you're wearing your mask and you're not pointing it at anything. Try to you can also just spray it like get a wet rag or a wet towel, put it in front, and just spray it onto that. It'll probably catch most of it. And after all the lacquer thinner goes through, keep on spraying for another 30 seconds or so, and then your gun should definitely be clean by then. And then you can just take it off and set this aside, and we're gonna go next to how to get the panel ready, prep the panel, and get ready for paint.